The syndicate doesn't have an exit protocol outside of severing a finger, you reply, checking stock fluctuations. Extracting a component from a working engine tears the engine apart. He looks at you with desperation you find entirely illogical. Level 3. The Wakagashira, the first lieutenant. At 38, you are an institutional phantom. Wakagashira, second in command of thousands. You whisper to politicians, banking CEOs, and corporate boards. Your weapon is silence, leverage, and unblinking composure. When a reformist politician threatens your construction chains, you don't order assassination. You deposit 600 million yen of untraceable funds into his assistant's account, then leak the logs to hostile press. You watch his career disintegrate from a Zen garden. No bloodshed, pristine neutralization. The empathy matrix is completely formatted. You don't sleep. You analyze variables. You don't eat for pleasure. You consume for caloric efficiency. You occasionally remember a shivering boy in a rainy alley, a dented brass lighter, fragmented data packets from an outdated system, quarantined behind firewalls of superior programming. Level 4. The Oyabun, the boss of bosses. You are 52. The Oyabun. You live on a fortress estate in the mountains outside Kyoto. Biometric checkpoints, drone jammers, 200 ex-military operatives. You haven't seen Kabukicho's neon in 15 years. You sit in a sterile white room. No katana on the walls. Only monitors, servers, data streams. You review cyber extortion projections. An algorithm suggests targeting Eastern European healthcare infrastructure. You approve. Disrupting critical care for thousands will increase margins by 2.4%. The calculation is instantaneous, devoid of moral friction. The shoji screen opens. Your Wakagashira bows precisely 45 degrees. A mid-level associate leaked shipping schedules to federal authorities. Standard protocol, public execution. But he requests a final audience. Claims a historical connection. 2 enforcers drag a broken, graying man into your pristine room. Bruised, hyperventilating, clutching his ribs. A withered ghost of the boy who stood in the freezing rain. "Please," your old partner screams, collapsing onto the tatami. "The police found my mother's care facility, threatened to shut it down. I only gave them old manifests." He reaches into his torn pocket. The enforcers step forward, but he produces no weapon. A small, severely dented brass lighter. "My grandfather gave this to me. We started together. We froze in that alley. You know me, please." The enforcers await your nod. The silence is absolute. Only server hum and ragged breathing. You look at the lighter. Every algorithm demands execution. Treason requires catastrophic violence. Commuting the sentence introduces mercy, the virus you ripped from your own chest to reach the throne. For the first time in 32 years, the processing unit stutters. A suffocating pressure rises in your throat, a phantom vestige of humanity trying to bypass the encryption of your sociopathy. You walk to the broken man. You take the lighter from his trembling hand. The metal feels foreign against your manicured fingers. "Put him in a container," you say. Your voice sounds brittle, steel finally fracturing. "Ship him to Southeast Asia. Cover his mother's facility. If he returns, execute the protocol." He collapses, sobbing, as enforcers drag him out. You stand alone in the silent room, undisputed sovereign of the criminal underworld. You have destroyed legislatures, manipulated economies, built an empire of pure fear. But staring at the scratches on the cheap brass lighter, the truth compiles. You control the entire world, and you are entirely, completely empty. You are 20 years old, Freezing rain bleeds through your cheap track jacket in Kabukicho. Neon reflections fracture across the wet asphalt. You stand outside a second-floor pachinko parlor that reeks of cigarette smoke and frying yakitori. You watch the entrance, calculating patron frequency, salarymen chasing losses versus students burning allowances, reducing human desperation into exact percentages for the syndicate's extortion tax. A raindrop slides down your nose. You don't blink. You pull out a battered notepad and update the financial projection. This is where empires anchor. Not in boardrooms sipping whiskey. Here, shivering in monsoon rain, dissecting Tokyo's nightscape into taxable liabilities and exploitable assets. You're tracking them too closely, a low voice murmurs. Your sworn brother leans against a vending machine, flicking a dented brass 100 yen lighter, his dead grandfather's, open and closed. The rhythmic clink anchors his anxiety. "Grab the envelope and let's fade," he whispers. "One more year. I cover my mother's hospital debts, then we pull the ripcord. A ramen stand in Kyoto. Sleep without checking the locks." You nod. But inside, the framework of dominion is already compounding. There is no ripcord. There is only the alleyway where you collect crumpled banknotes and the penthouse where you dictate who controls Shinjuku. The only acceptable trajectory is a violent surge toward the surface. Level 1. The Chinpira, the street punk. For 4 years, you are entirely disposable. A Chinpira, shaking down host clubs, intimidating defaulters, acting as the clan's blunt barrier against the police. You learn the geometry of intimidation. If a club manager bows 5 degrees less than mandated, his resistance is building. You calculate his psychological disobedience like plotting stress points on a bridge. Your sworn brother works the same brutal shifts, but operates on sentiment. When an elderly bar owner can't meet her quota, he secretly pays the deficit from his own earnings. You document this vulnerability. Sentiment is a catastrophic bug. If the owner senses mercy, the territory's authority degrades. A humid August night in Roppongi. Your pager vibrates. Rival enforcers returning. Your brother is supposed to jam the gate, but he's paralyzed, staring at the brass lighter, drowning in morality. He misses the 10-second window. You sprint, grab the chain, slam the padlock shut 4 seconds before baseball bats flood the alley. "You're not the same," he tells you the next morning, hands shaking around a coffee can. You look at this city like a grid on a map. "Grids don't bleed," you reply flatly. Flesh dies when it hesitates, staring at an old lighter. He places the lighter on the table between you. First time he's surrendered it. The schism is widening irrevocably. Level 2. The Wakashu, the initiated soldier. A brisk November evening. Your efficiency earns initiation, the Sakazuki Sake ritual. A tailored suit replaces the track jacket. Violence becomes corporate protocol. Your tactical induction, a soundproofed warehouse basement in Chiba. The lieutenant slides a steel hammer across the table and points to a bound rival trafficker. Your brother waits outside, deemed too volatile. The first institutional segregation. You calculate kneecap density, swing velocity, required kinetic force. You deliver the strike. The wet crack echoes against concrete. Internally, it registers as an administrative checkbox. The operating system is overwritten. You are the architect. Private karaoke rooms replace rain-soaked alleys. When a Chinese triad encroaches on your casino, you don't organize a shootout. You manipulate zoning inspectors to raid their fronts on a Friday night, bankrupting their cash flow in 48 hours. Your brother carries out directives with visible reluctance. When a whistleblower must be silenced, he trembles. You step forward and execute the protocol yourself, then categorize him as a depreciating asset. You compartmentalize him, small quarantines, no high-level negotiations. Vehicular surveillance only, where the probability of structural damage is lowest. You keep him alive as a risk mitigation strategy. "We control the district," he says on a Shibuya balcony, the lighter cutting a red line into his palm. "I can cover my mother's bills 10 times over. Let's walk away."